Thank you all for waiting. We are back. Once again, welcome everyone to our live webinar for purchase order functionality. My name is Alina and I'm in charge of the customer success team at Prokuria. I know you all have very busy schedules, so thank you very much for joining this webinar. A few housekeeping items before we get started. My colleague Eugene and I will share with you today how Procuria can help with the purchase order and the advantages of using a PO software. This should take us about 25 minutes, and at the end of the presentation, we'll have a Q&A session for 5 minutes. Please feel free to ask questions through the chat at any point during the webinar. We will respond in the final part. If we'll not manage to address all your questions today, we'll make sure to come back to you by email. Also, we'll get back to everyone with the recording of this webinar. Feel free to rewatch it, get back with us with questions, or share it with your colleagues. So, this being covered, Eugene, we are ready to discuss about the purchase orders.
Thank you very much, Alina. Hello, everyone. My name is Eugene, and I'm a business development manager at Prokuria. First of all, thank you all very much for taking the time to join our webinar. We hope that you will find the information useful and helpful for your sourcing needs going further. If you've joined this demo, you're probably starting to notice that organizing your sourcing events or your supplier database just with emails and Excel files isn't good enough or efficient anymore. Maybe you're looking for a system to help you stay on top of everything. Well, that's what Prokuria is. It's a cloud-based platform used for automating sourcing and supplier management. And today we will focus on a very important subject related to the procurement process, which is the purchase order. But first, let's go through the agenda of today's webinar. And let me share my screen real quick. So first of all, we will see exactly what a purchase order automation software is. After that, we will discuss about the basic purchase order flow, some key features of the purchase order software, some benefits. After that, we will go through the advantages of using a PO software versus a PDF PO. And then we will go through an actual live demo of how an interactive PO works and how the suppliers interact with the PO. Last but not least, we will have a Q&A session. So first, let's see exactly what a purchase order automation software is. A purchase order software is a system used to manage purchase orders. It allows businesses of all sizes to automate the process of creating and processing purchase orders, eliminate manual errors, and reduce administrative work such as order entry, invoice matching, and payments. A PO software is used to enter the details of a purchase order, track it through each stage in the process, and ensure an efficient approval cycle, saving time for your team by avoiding duplicate data entry, plus providing additional business intelligence features so you can make smarter decisions. You spend hours every day managing your company's purchases, but with a cloud-based PO software system, you can automate every step of the process, making it easier for you to move quickly through your day with less stress while keeping accurate records at each stage. You'll be able to create purchase orders, or POs, transmit them for approval, and track how they are sent to suppliers and how the suppliers interact with the PO. A cloud-based purchase order software is a game changer for any organization that purchases goods. The automation of the entire process from start to finish will help you create better contracts and stay organized, ensuring accuracy when it comes to crunching out an invoice or PO with all the necessary information, such as price tags attached. A variety of features are available depending on which type and brand you choose, so do some research before committing. Next, let's see how a basic purchase order flow works. So the actual flow starts way before the PO. Through the latest modules that we have implemented in Prokuria, we can first create like a purchase request that is created by the purchasing team. After that, the purchase request goes through an approval flow, a custom approval flow, which we can create in Prokuria. After that, we can send out a request for quotation. And first, we can analyze, select the suppliers for this RFQ. Next, we can send the purchase order, then receive the invoice from the supplier, and obviously, last but not least, record keeping of all the entries related to the PO. Next, let's look at some key features to look for in a purchase order software. I'll just discuss some of them shortly. So one of the key features would be fast implementation. When choosing a PO software, you will want to find something that can be implemented quickly, so users are up to date with the system in a short amount of time. Look for options that allow your team to test, integrate, and train as much as they need before going live with the system, so there are no surprises when using it. The second feature would be related to integrations. Purchasing is just one piece of the business puzzle, so you will need a system that integrates with the tools your employees are already using. This way, employees do not have to use multiple pieces of software to achieve their job duties, which can help organize everyone in the company more quickly and easily. The next one is cloud-based storage. The PO software should be able to keep all your POs in a cloud-based storage space. This will ensure that no matter what happens, your purchase orders will not disappear and files will always be there when you need them. Another benefit is the ease of remote file access. You can easily access and share these documents from anywhere with an internet connection thanks to the cloud storing functionality. Next, automated workflows. A PO software should be able to do the legwork for you. Make sure the purchase order software you choose includes automated workflows and tasks to help save time and create a seamless process. Setting up custom flows should be easy as well. You can route requests based on certain fields, which will include automating approvals that may have taken over in your system before. After setting these things up, they will flow automatically from one area into another. As such, a PO software with automated workflows can make your life much easier. And last but not least, the speedy approvals. Make sure your PO management software offers speedy approval workflows so that your business stays productive. You'll be able to automatically route incoming PO requests based on different department managers, so the approval workflow is handed over to the respective agency as soon as possible. This means no delays in receiving or sending out PO requests due to missed steps and a streamlined process for all parties involved. Now that we've covered the key features of the purchase order software, now let's go look at some of the benefits. The first one would be to streamlining business processes. One of the main benefits of a PO software is that it eliminates wasteful paperwork and processes which can help your company cut costs. The second benefit is increased productivity. With the PO software, there is no more waiting around for deliveries or battling with stacks of paperwork to locate a specific document. The system provides real-time data for faster processing of information, which results in higher productivity levels. All you need to do is log into your account from anywhere with internet access and manage all facets of your business without even leaving your desk. And the third one would be lower costs. One of the biggest benefits of using a PO software is lowering the costs. The software works in real time, which allows you to easily locate orders, compare pricing, and access records anytime. By doing these tasks manually, you'll be wasting resources since there would likely always be some lag time between when orders were placed and when they were processed. Once orders are entered into your business's PO system, they are immediately accessible by all employees connected to the network, which means no more wasted man hours searching for needed data. Now let's go to the next phase of our webinar and discuss about the advantages of using a PO software versus using a PDF PO. But first of all, let's start with a PDF PO, which looks like this. We have here like a very basic example of a PDF PO with the company name, some details regarding the company, delivery address, items, and let's say the most basic information of a PO. What happens in a best case scenario is that you send this PO to the supplier via email, the supplier replies with an invoice, and everyone is happy. However, as we all know, there are a lot of issues that can come up. Imagine the supplier doesn't have all the products, he sends you an email informing you of this, you resend the PO, and it becomes harder and harder to keep track of the entire process. In conclusion, this is a time-consuming manual process which can be avoided with a PO software. Now that we've covered this as well, now let's go to the next phase of the webinar and what we've been looking for, the actual live demo of a PO. So let's just jump into the platform. So first of all, for everyone who hasn't seen Prokuria so far, this is the main dashboard, and for the purpose of this webinar, we will go directly to the PO module, and this is the PO directory where we organize and keep all our purchase orders. All of these columns that you see here are fully customizable. We can delete some of them. We can add new ones. We can also search for the POs that we want to check. Let's say we're looking for a PO regarding heating system supplies. I'll just enter this in system, and the system will automatically display it. Also, I can look for certain POs by filtering. Let's say I want to filter all the POs of a certain supplier, and obviously this can be applied to all the criterias here as well. Regarding the columns, let's say I also want to let's suppose I also want to add the delivery date in this view, which would be very simple. I just have some columns here, and I'll just simply add the delivery date. It's very easy to enter this in the system. I'll just choose a place for it, and after that we should be able to see the delivery date in our view, which is right here. So this is how the PO works and how it can be customized. And now let's just start a new PO from scratch, and I will guide you through each of its sections. We'll just add here a, a PO. And let's suppose we're a company that wants to order some office supplies from one of its partners. We'll just name here. We'll just put a name. The first we have here status, which the first one will be in draft. We'll select a supplier, and we will have a contact from that particular supplier. Next, we have the additional field section. These are just custom fields that were added specifically for this account. So here we can add whatever fields you require. In this example, we can add the delivery date when the goods are received, and also the payment terms that we have with this particular supplier. We'll just put here a number. And as we know, each company is different, and each one is using their own fields and terminology. So let's suppose your company has more than one delivery location, and we want to keep track of where let's say where the goods from each PO goes. So let's just add this field, delivery location. I have it already prepared through our very intuitive app designer. I have here the delivery location. I will just make it visible. It will be like a drop-down. I will show you shortly how this works. And after that, when we go back into the PO, we should be able to see it, as we have here, delivery location, and we can choose what warehouse we need. Obviously, we can put whatever values you require. Next, we have the actual PO items, so the products that we will be ordering. And there are three ways of adding these items to the PO. The first one would be to add them actually one by one, where we will just complete all of these fields here. Again, these fields are fully customizable. We can add here other fields to suit your requirements. For example, we can add price, total price, and so on. The next way of adding items is adding them from a file. We can simply download an Excel template with the fields that you would have entered here, and we would fill in the Excel template, upload it, and we'll have access to all of the items. Or, as many of our customers are already doing it, we are creating a catalog of products, which looks like this. I will show you right now how the catalog works. Essentially, we create this catalog from scratch. This is a very basic example of a catalog with some criteria that we thought are, let's say, important, like name, description, unit of measure, price, category, and so on. Again, we can add here whatever columns you need. We can delete some of them, add new ones, just for you to have, to keep your items very well tracked, let's say. Now, going back to the PO, we'll just add these products from the catalog. And since we want to order some office supplies, we will simply filter here by category, by office supplies. We'll see all of the items from this category. And let's say we want to buy paper trays, tapes, and binders. And we'll simply add these items. What we will do is we will add the quantities that we want for each, and after that we're good to go. We also have an invoices section, but the invoices are used later in the cycle. We will explain this when we'll get there. Also, for the PO module, we can also devise approval workflows, which can be customized however you need. If you need 1, 2, 3, or however many approvers you require. We can also do approvals based on amount thresholds. However, for this particular example, we have chosen a very simple approval flow where we will just need the approval of, let's say, the general manager, and we will send this PO to approval simply by clicking this button. What will happen at first is, as we will see, the status of the PO will change. So essentially, we can keep track of all the POs through all of their statuses. And what will happen is the approver will receive an email notification, which we can customize however you need. This is just a very basic example where the approver will see the name of the PO, and he or she will be able to access and approve the PO directly from, let's say, from the email. The approval will be redirected to the PO directly from the email. And here, let's say that the approver may want to modify some quantities. I'll simply edit the information, and if I want to inform the other stakeholders, I will show exactly how we can do this. So first, let me just change here the quantity, and if I want to inform the stakeholders, I can start a thread in the comments section, which I will do right now. So here, I will simply tag my colleague Alina and inform her of the change that I just did. Whenever this happens, the particular stakeholder will receive an email notification being informed of this message, and they can simply come here, confirm, continue the thread, and so on. So we can keep all the information in Prokuria for a very to have a very clear audit log on all the information here. And after that, finally, the approver, whenever everything is ready, will just have to approve the PO. We will see that the status is now approved. And as we can see in the comment section, my colleague Alina has already confirmed the changes on the PO. After the approval is received and the stakeholders are aligned, we can send the PO to the supplier, which can happen by simply clicking on this button here, send PO to supplier.
Eugene?
Yes.
Eugene? Okay. Before leaving this page, let's take a look at the audit log.
Sure.
If you can show the audit log exactly into the page. So I have one short mention here. This log records all the stakeholders' action on the PO, ensures a clear audit track for each order you run to Prokuria. And as you can see, we have the date, we have the username, and the action that the user did previously for this PO.
Great. Thank you very much, Elena, for the clarification. So going back to the PO, we have now sent the PO to the supplier, and what this does is essentially the supplier will receive an email notification, which looks like this. And as we can see here, the supplier does not need to create an account in Prokuria. They will simply click this button and will be redirected to the PO. Let me show you. So this is how the PO looks like. And here the supplier has access to all the information, so they can see exactly when it was sent, some information regarding payment terms. So whatever information the buyer wants the supplier to see, all the actual items that have been ordered, and also what the supplier can do here is export this page as a PDF as well.
Eugene,
yes.
Once again, please let's take a moment here and pause. As you can see, this page is a web page accessible only through a secure link, and only the supplier has access to this page. In a PDF, you can only look at it, reply in an email, and that's it. While here, you can also add your own comments regarding anything revolving around the PO. And this is basically the main difference between a PDF, a PO PDF, and our interactive PDF.
Thank you very much, Alina. Now let's see how the supplier can actually work with the PO. So as I've shown earlier, they can export this page as a PDF, and once they have the invoice created, they can send the invoice directly through the PO. Let's have two scenarios at this stage. Let's say that in the first scenario, the supplier has all the products and needs to send you the invoice. Obviously, the invoice can be sent by email, or much better, you can actually upload it here. And let me show you how this works. So we will have here on the invoices section, let's just add an invoice. And also the supplier can add its own comments. In this particular case, let's say that an advance payment is required. And once the supplier saves saves this invoice. What will happen is the buyer will be notified via email that the supplier has made changes to the PO, has uploaded an invoice, and if we go back to the PO, we will see in real time the actual invoice in the account. So it is way easier for the suppliers to upload invoices this way. There's no need to complicate yourself with unnecessary emails or phone calls. Everything is done directly through the interactive PO. And the second scenario that I was talking about is when, let's say, the supplier doesn't have the full quantity, and he needs to inform you. Of this. What we will do is we will go back to the supplier view. So I'm back on the supplier view, and the supplier has access to a message center through which they can communicate with the buyer. Now let's just add here a message. Let's put a subject. Let's say I cannot deliver the entire quantity, and they can provide the information. Let's say that they cannot deliver all the binders at once. Once they send this message, this functions more, let's say, like a ticketing system. The buyer is notified via email of this message, and if we go back to the buyer side of the PO, we will be able to see in the message center the supplier's message. What we can do here is we can start an internal thread with other stakeholders, informing them, obtaining different information from them, and then simply answering to the supplier. And this way, let's say you will buy yourself a lot of time. There will be, again, the information will all be in Prokuria. There will be no fragmented information on email, on phone calls, or anything of the sorts. Of course, we can organize all our POs and invoices in a dashboard, obtaining elaborate reports, but this will be covered in a future webinar, so please stay tuned. And by the way, this has been just a very simple example of a PO. You can add your own items, invoices, modules, approval flows, as I said earlier, based on amount thresholds, for example. Everything is fully customizable to suit your own needs. So this has been the live demo of a PO, and now I think we are ready to move on to the final stage of the webinar, which is the Q&A session. However, just before the Q&A section, I would like to let you know that in order to test and experience what we've just shown you and more, we have a 2-week free trial that you can access on our site, www.procuria.com. You just click on Start Free Trial, no credit card required. Simply test the platform, see if it's a fit for you, and if you want to go more in-depth or have any questions, we can schedule another demo with you and your team. Simply contact us via the contact form on our website, and we'll be in touch. And now, Alina, let's see what questions we have from the audience.
Thank you, Eugene, for the excellent presentation and for sharing how the purchase order works in Prokuria. We have some questions. I'm really eager to read them and to offer the answers. So first one is, can we export the PO in our system? Okay, that's, I'll take this one, Eugene.
Sure.
That's a question that we often receive from our prospects, clients. The answer is definitely yes, as Prokuria supports API connectivity, and we can connect your ERP to Prokuria so we can bring or send data. This is, of course, a more tech discussion, and if the case, someone from our technical team can join a meeting, explain, and offer all the details. Okay. The second one, it's basically related to the answer that I provided previously. The question is there a way to automate the extract of the data from the platform into an external database in order to integrate into a BI system? Yes, so the answer is same as the previous question. We can integrate with other systems as long as we have API connectivity. We can take it out from there and generate reports or whatever your company needs. Okay. Another question is, can we inform accounting of the invoices that we receive through the POs? So Eugene, I think this will be a good time to example a PO and the invoicing part.
Yes, definitely. So regarding the question, yes, we can inform accounting on the invoices that we received through the POs. This is actually a very good showcase of the automated workflows. So let me just go to the supplier part real quick. So this is how the supplier sees the PO, and when the supplier uploads a particular invoice, so when they actually upload the file here. Uh, I've said during the demo that you as a buyer will receive an email notification, knowing that a supplier has uploaded an invoice. Through the automated workflows, we can make it so that the accounting department or any other department involved can receive this email notification so that they can access the platform and simply get the invoice from there. So yes, we can definitely do that through the automated workflows functionality in Prokuria. I hope this answers the question.
Thank you, Jean. Well, I think this concludes our webinar. I hope you find it useful. Once again, everyone, thank you for joining the webinar. We will send you the recording and hope to hear from you soon. Bye-bye. Have a great day.
Have a good day, everyone. Bye-bye.